pivoting on your offer and your copy and not giving up on your funnel, because this is where most people fail. So I launched a new offer. It's only been 10 days and it's not selling like we thought it would sell, even though I have hundreds of thousands of people that see it.
Yeah.
So even though we do services for people and that's our high ticket, we're still working on selling your own product is still the answer to every problem, pretty much.
Are we rich yet?
Welcome, my friend. You're listening to Are We Rich Yet? I'm your host, Colton Havens, and I am here with.
Rocio Arajave.
Yeah, this show is for business owners who want funnels that convert, offers that make sense, and ads that actually produce results. So, really, it's just about how to make money.
And each episode, we break down one real strategy you can use to build more predictable revenue without wasting money or chasing the new shiny object.
And today's episode, we are answering the question: what is the difference between pivoting and quitting? And, us working in agency all of last year and the year before, we dealt with a lot of quitters. And most of y'all are fucking quitters. Most of y'all are quitters. All right. Let's just say how it is. Most of y'all gonna quit. Most of you can't handle the heat in the kitchen and just get out now. But for the rest of you, we're going to talk about pivoting. And we've had to do it many times ourselves. I know our first pivot was my 100K view masterclass, my TikTok agency. Remember that? When I was like, hey, I'll do your TikTok videos for you. And then I had 25 clients doing 4 to 8 videos a day. And then I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. This this sucks. And so we had to do what? We had to pivot, right? It's not like I just quit online marketing. I just pivoted. And that's actually when I pivoted from doing organic services to running paid ads for people, because the difference was predictability. With running organic, the issue was no one was satisfied with the results if they didn't go viral every single day, or their expectations of going viral didn't give them the result that they thought going viral gave you. Okay. Just so you know, going viral doesn't mean you make more money, okay? That's not what it means. All right? It just means more people see you. Okay? That's all. So we had to do I'll let you go, Rocio. I know you've had to pivot multiple times from the challenge queen to the agency. So tell me a little bit about that story.
Yeah, no. So yeah, there's two kinds of I say there's multiple pivots, right? But there's more there's one pivot that this change is more about what kind of business do you want to build that fits the lifestyle that you want, right? That's one kind of pivoting. The other one is like, okay, right now that you have a funnel and you're building it and everything, instead of quitting the funnel, you need to let it start doing tweaks to optimize for conversions. So there's like two different pivots here that we can touch bases, like more like identity. What is the business that I want to build that doesn't drive me crazy, right? That actually I enjoy waking up every day for it. And then, okay, once that I'm in that space and I'm actually launching funnels and promoting offers, not quitting an offer too early because you didn't give it enough time to optimize. So the one that you just talked about is definitely more of the identity. I remember those days where you were just so overwhelmed with so many client demands, and I think that it just reminds me of me on the agency as well. It's like so many client demands, so many at the same time, and it becomes overwhelming. And uh, I mean, it gives you a great experience because you see so many different niches that you could never see just by yourself, right? You have exposure to so many businesses and the good things and the bad things and all the marketing strategies that you do. But then when we want to pivot, instead of selling for other people, selling our own stuff, that's I actually are enjoying more building our own mini empire, right? And creating our own offers and installing the same marketing systems that we're installing for other people, installing it in our business, right? So we're pivoting from that agency model, not relying so much on the agency, but now becoming us the educators, right? And the experts to sell either our coaching offers or just our courses or whatever it is, right? Uh, and now, if we talk about, do you want to talk about pivoting from the actual funnel or do you want to still? do another example of your journeys.
Let's hear your journey.
My journey?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my journey, I actually pivot a couple times. I started with network marketing. So that was actually my very first experience on a online business and how to start selling to people. Before that, I was an engineer working on my corporate America job. And my first business venture was network marketing, and I was selling I was in one about health products, then I switched to another one about beauty products. But after that, I kind of got tired of the daily grind, and I started looking at, okay, how are people selling online? Because there has to be a better way than just talking to friends and family. So that's when I actually step into the funnels world. And the funnels world started me derailing into, maybe network marketing is not my place. Maybe actually helping people sell more stuff online is what I want, right? And that's when I started doing challenges. And I sold my first dollar ever online on a challenge that I created from scratch, right? It was like, let me just start helping people during a week, my 5 day challenge. That week, I helped people, and my first buyer came and paid me. I think I was selling like a course for 9.97, right? So that's how I started kind of becoming the challenge queen. It was challenge after challenge. And then people saw me that they were having so much fun in my challenges that then they started hiring me. That's how I met Colton. I actually built his first challenge ever, which was a huge success. We run it for a couple months. That's where he actually built his entire TikTok agency back then. And then after that, I started again pivoting because I do enjoy the challenges, but I also love the whole low ticket offers and building the kind of doing that offer creation process to 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 then start building and selling low ticket, right? So that's kind of like a couple of pivots that I did there. And then with the low ticket, is when the agencies started to grow. And then instead of me just doing challenges, I was a whole agency building funnels for other businesses, for medical practices, for coaches, online coaches, for you name it, different scenarios. And now from the agency, we're switching back to our own products and coaching. So a couple of pivots, same dream, but just different avenues on how to navigate through that.
Okay, so that's pivoting the total business pivots, right? That's what we both did. You and I both made it, and we always decide at the end of the day that the best place to make it is to sell your own products because that's the only thing that gives you actual freedom.
Yeah.
So even though we do services for people and that's our high ticket, we're still working on selling your own product is still the answer to every problem, pretty much. If you want the time freedom that we want for that's why the hell we started a business in the first place. Okay. So now, quitting would be you just go back to a 9 to 5. And I know Rocio has gotten multiple job offers, but then you know what? Do you know what? She's got big companies calling her like, come back to us. We'll pay you half of what you're making right now and tell you everything to do, and then ignore all of your work. Will you come back?
Funny enough that this year started exactly like that.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is, guys, is when you stick it out and you pivot enough, and she already replaced her income in her first year, right? That she would make at J&J with way more freedom than she ever had, right? So it's still better. But let's talk about pivoting on your offer and your copy and not giving up on your funnel because this is where most people fail. This is where they give up entirely. We're talking about pivoting entire business, right? But most people don't make it past the pivoting point for an offer, and we're literally in it right now. So I launched a new offer as of us making this video right now, a $200 offer. It's only been 10 days and it's not selling like we thought it would sell, even though I have hundreds of thousands of people that see it, right? And it's not selling, and we're like, why, dude? Why? So here's what we're doing. Okay. We're looking at it and we're saying, here's a percentage of people that have seen the page, and here's the actions that they're taking after. And right here on this page, they're not making it to the second page, which means the words and video on this page are not congruent
Yeah.
with what we're selling. So the last few days, we've tweaked that. We've added a new VSL. We added a new hook. We added a new call to action, right? Like a new, a new headline, new VSL video. And now guess what? We have to wait. We have to wait for 100 people to see that page before we look at it again and see did it work or not.
Yeah.
Okay. And that takes time and money because I'm going to spend ad money to get there. And then I have to wait several days before I get my next 100 people to see whether or not those changes even happened.
I was gonna say this is the beauty of it, right? When you're actually assessing a funnel and you're actually either making the decision, should I just quit and start building a new offer instead of just giving it time and see if it actually works? What does giving it time means, right? When you're running ads, right? Or even if you're actually doing it organically right now, if you're doing it organically or ads, the best part to see if your funnel is working or not is look at the data on the funnel metrics. Look at where the conversions are. There's actually standards of what an industry standard conversion should be for a free webinar, for a paid webinar, for a book call funnel, for whatever funnel you're running.
Whatever you're selling. Yeah, whatever offer you're selling.
Yeah, there's an industry standard conversion, right? So, for example, this is just an example. If you have an opt in page on your first page, you should see around 20% conversion on the opt in. They're opting in for free, right? Opting in means giving you your email, their name, email, phone number, whatever you're asking on that opt in form, right? Around 20%. Hopefully, I mean, my standard is I would like to be 30, but minimum 20%. If you're below 20%, something is wrong with that page. So don't even start quitting on the rest of the funnel if you have basically a brick wall that is not letting people pass the first page. But the best thing is that data is going to tell you exactly what you need to change. So you don't quit on anything until you fix that first page. Once that page you start seeing the 20%, 25, 30% conversion, now you look at the next thing to fix. Is my conversion on my offer is good? Is it not good? Again, that's gonna depend on how pricey it is. If it is $5 versus $100, the conversion might be a little bit different, right? But then you go into the upsell and you go into the other upsell.
Wait, I got one thing to add just right there.
Yeah, yes.
On each step of this, guys, is another 100 people before I make a decision at all, right? And that's the smallest sample. So take this into account. It's 100 people land on the landing page, and if I get my 20% opt-in rate, let's say I do, that means 20 people opted in to see my sales page. Well, I have to wait until 100 people see my sales page before I realize if that sales page works or not. Okay? So that means how many people do I actually have to send to my funnel? I have to send 10,000 people, right? Because only 20% of them are going to opt in to get me my first number on my sales page, right? I think those numbers are right. It's guessing, right? At a 20% opt-in rate, you need 1,000 people, maybe not 10,000. You need 1,000 people at
Yeah.
20%. 1,000 times 0.2, right? 200 people, right? So you need 1,000 people to go to hit your landing page so you can get 200 people to see your sales page, right? And now we just have barely enough data to see if our sales page works. Okay? And then out of that 200, I need another 100 that buy to see my upsell, to see if my upsell works. Okay, which means only out of the 200, there's only going to be 100 of those people maybe that make it, probably less. So you see how this numbers adds up to where you need the time for them to filter through. Those are super important because people overlook that part.
Yeah, and I think that the key word here is time, right? So, how much time are you gonna give this funnel to actually know to get the enough number of people to actually make a good decision based on data? And the keyword again is time because either can take you a lot of time if you're doing organically, right? Because organically, unless you're an influencer that unless you're Mr. Beast that has millions of people seeing his videos and he can send somebody to a page. But unless you're not Mr. Beast, time is gonna take you. It's gonna take you a lot of time because you're doing it organically. So the tip here is people switch the hack. I should say the hack for this is switching to paid advertising. Then it reduces the amount of time that it takes you to send 1,000 people to that page. So either you can send 1,000 people organically, and it's gonna take you more time. It's gonna take you, I don't know, a month, 2 months, I don't know, and then but if you do paid advertising, sending 1,000 people to that page, it can take you a day. It can take you a week, right? So regardless of how much time and money you're willing to spend, you still need to have at least 1,000 people see that first page, right? Because then now that's how all the numbers are gonna trickle into the rest of the pages. So again, either do it for free, more time, or quick time, right? Small amount of time, but you just put a couple of dollars behind an ad to just force the numbers to get you data faster. And this is how big business owners scale is they put money behind it. They want to know that data faster so that they can tweak faster. So like in 2 weeks, they know they have a winning funnel because they're already matching all of those great conversions. They can do that in 2 weeks versus a person that is not doing ads. It's going to take him probably 3, 5 months to know the exact same data that this other owner saw in 2 weeks. And that's the whole beauty behind paid advertising and free and knowing the numbers, right?
So the difference between pivoting and quitting, you mean?
Yes, exactly. The difference between pivoting and quitting. Exactly.
Is knowing which numbers, yeah, not quit too early because you didn't get enough numbers. That's where most people are. And this is
Yeah.
just specifically for your funnel. Now, when things are working, do you need to pivot your entire business? That's where we're at, where it's like, man, we don't want to do the agency again for another year. We want more time to ourselves because we can get paid 20, 30, whatever amount, but then we have to work, right? But with your product, you get paid and then you're done. So that's what we're moving into as well. And that's where most people are too. So but those are the difference between pivoting your offer and pivoting your entire business. And quitting is really just stopping, right? You just stop that offer altogether. Just didn't give it enough time, right? And quitting your business is just going back and working for somebody else. And as soon as you do that, you pretty much quit, right? Unless you're doing that to get some extra ad money or something, because you still have to work when you're starting to give yourself a launch pad. There's no what if, ands, or buts about it. So
Yeah.
that's what we have for you today. Because this episode was helpful, make sure you share it to a friend. But if you want someone, an expert, to look at your funnels, your offers, your ads, figure out why they're not working or how to make them better, go to launchesandconversions.com right now. You'll see a link where you can book a call with myself or CEO, and we'll take a look, figure out what's working, what's not working, or how you can make it better. Because today the question is, are we rich yet? We'll see you on the next one.
And that's it for today. If this saved you time, money, or frustrations, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And if you want our help dialing this for your business, just go to launchesandconversions.com, book a call with us, and either Colton and I will look at your stuff and help you get better results. That's where we're going to go deeper. Okay. So see you on the next episode.